Sanji is the cook of the Straw Hat Pirates, which makes him one of the most important characters in One Piece. Initially, Sanji did not want to leave the Baratie because he wanted to repay his debt to Zeff. Eventually, Sanji joined the crew, but only after Zeff gave him the green light. Since becoming a Straw Hat, Sanji has played a key role in their success. With such an interesting backstory, an amazing personality, and some spicy kicks, it is easy to see why Sanji is so popular within the One Piece community. Despite the manga having over 1,000 chapters, there are still certain things about Sanji that are only covered in other sources, and for the convenience of the fans, these have been compiled into this video. Without wasting any more time, let's begin. First fact: he is not into his sister. Sanji gets hard eyes for just about every attractive woman he encounters, with one notable exception, Reiju Vinsmoke. It might seem obvious that Sanji wouldn't have the hots for his sister, but apparently, not everyone feels that way. A fan asked Oda why Sanji didn't get hard eyes when he saw Reiju. Oda replied with this answer: "That's how it is with brothers and sisters, right? I used to get in numerous fights with my elder sister when I was a kid. It would be weird if Sanji turns his eyes into hearts to talk with Reiju." To be fair to this fan, it's not like there aren't any anime characters who flaunt this taboo. Still, it's a pretty awkward question. Second fact: he has a strange connection to the number 3. Sanji has several connections with the number 3. One of them is in his name. Sanshi Sanji means 3 o'clock, or 3 o'clock snack. He's also the third son in the Vinsmoke family, which may be why he was given the name in the first place. Also, his shadow was used to reanimate a wild zombie named Inup, who also happened to be the third member of the Penguin Trio. His birthday, which was derived from his name, is March 2nd, March being the third month of the year. The final connection is one that Oda couldn't have necessarily foreseen. In nearly every popularity poll, Sanji has ranked third. The 1st, 5th and 7th polls are the only exceptions. In those, he ranked 4th. Third fact: Sanji's favorite food is seafood. A character's favorite foods aren't always interesting enough to be worth noting. In Sanji's case, he's a professional chef, so food is a huge part of his identity. For this reason, his likes and dislikes are actually pretty important to know. His favorite thing to cook is seafood, which is why he joined Luffy's crew to begin with. He hoped to find exotic fish in the mythical All Blue. Whatever he's cooking, though, he'll put extra care into it if he's cooking it for a lady. As for what he likes to eat, he's a fan of spicy seafood pasta and anything that goes into black tea. He's not fond of konjac, because it lacks nutritional value. He's not into ice cream either, possibly for the same reason. Fourth fact: his royal heritage was foreshadowed. Oda is known for doing some truly impressive long-term foreshadowing about events that are far in the future. While it's not confirmed whether Sanji's royal heritage was intentionally foreshadowed, some story elements look a lot like hints. The most noteworthy example is probably the fact that during the Arabasta arc, Sanji referred to himself as Mr. Prince. Since he literally is a prince, the name fits. There are some other examples as well. When the Straw Hats get to Reverse Mountain, Zoro says he's never heard of a ship climbing up a mountain. Sanji says that he knows something about it. Later, it's revealed that the Germa snails from Sanji's hometown have been known to climb up mountains. There's also the fact that on multiple occasions, Sanji has been coincidentally absent when certain people might have recognized him and spilled the beans about his identity. Fifth fact: he was going to be named Naruto. In One Piece Green Secret Pieces, Oda revealed that when he was first designing Sanji, he planned to name him Naruto. To avoid confusion, he ended up scrapping the idea when he learned that Masashi Kishimoto was going to be publishing a series called Naruto. If he hadn't done that, Kishimoto would have likely come up with another ramen-themed name. The two artists have been described as friendly rivals who competed for Shonen Jump's top spot, but got along well. Sixth fact: what devil fruit would he have? When Sanji was a kid, he read a book about devil fruits, which contained information about the different kinds of devil fruits that existed in the world. It was during this time that he found out about the Suk Suk no Mi, a Paramecia-type devil fruit. The devil fruit allows its user to turn invisible, which is the only reason why Sanji wanted to get his hands on it. Sanji was furious when he discovered Absalom had eaten the devil fruit. However, Sanji's dream did come true in the Wano Country arc when he used his raid suit, although he destroyed it later. In an interview, Oda stated that if Sanji had to eat a devil fruit, it would be the Sui Sui no Mi. Seventh facts: Sanji can't hit women. Sanji often expresses chivalrous viewpoints that can be kind of patronizing. He refuses to fight any woman, regardless of her strength. This attitude blew up in his face when he fought Khalifa. Because he wouldn't fight back, he ended up getting destroyed. Here's what Oda had to say on the matter. When I drew Sanji vs Khalifa, chapter 403, some people lauded Sanji's stance, and some people felt sorry for him. The truth is, I didn't really want to write those lines. Sanji doesn't have a policy of not kicking women. The truth is that he actually can't kick them. He is a very proud man. I think he was really frustrated at that. Think Nami recognized that, and chose to praise him for once. It's a scene that I hope will resonate with male readers, but everyone's free to take it as they wish. Basically, Sanji's manly pride gets in the way of him seeing women as his equals, which prevents him from achieving his own goals. 8th fact. He is the only blonde sibling. Sanji is one of 5 children. Out of all of his siblings, he's the only one who has blonde hair like his parents. This isn't a coincidence. The reason is that Sanji is the only one of his siblings who wasn't genetically modified in some way, a process that changes their hair color. Ironically, though Sanji is the one whose appearance most closely resembles his father's, he is the one with the worst relationship with him. In fact, Sanji and Judge's relationship is so awful that they've mutually disowned each other. 9th fact. Sanji's lighter in One Piece Film Z is based on one Oda helped create. In One Piece Film Z, Sanji is seen using an ornate, golden lighter. This is actually based on a real lighter that Oda created during a collaboration with a French company called DuPont. Only 55 people were lucky enough to be able to buy one. The rest of us will have to settle for seeing it in the movie, and seeing it in chapter 663 of volume 67, which Oda says he snuck the fancy lighter into. 10th fact. He's very perceptive about a particular thing. One way that Sanji's perversion manifests is by giving him the ability to tell a woman's bust, waist, hip sizes with a single glance. He's been able to do this with Nami, Robin, and Hancock. Oda reveals this in a comedic exchange between himself and Sanji in the SBS section of the manga. Oda said, "I have a friend that comes in quite handy for this. His eye is quite accurate. It's that weird chef who can tell a girl's 3 sizes with just one look." Sanji was able to tell what Nami size is. 11th fact. The 4Kids dub replaced his cigarette with a lollipop. The 4Kids dub of One Piece is known for taking huge liberties with the series, erasing anything violent, sexual, or potentially offensive. This because while One Piece was originally aimed at older teens, 4Kids tried to make it work for a younger audience. One of the changes involved removing Sanji's cigarette and replacing it with a lollipop. The edited version of the Funimation dub also ditched the cigarette, but they didn't replace it with a lollipop, they just edited it out altogether. Interestingly, chapter 831 of the manga depicts a mirror version of Sanji who has a lollipop instead of a cigarette. No word on whether Oda was inspired by the 4Kids dub or something else. 12th fact. Sanji is based off Steve Buscemi. Oda has never been shy when it comes to displaying his admiration for both historical and fictional characters. More often than not, Oda tackles such questions in the SBS. Before Oda's statement, many fans believed that Sanji's character was inspired by Leonardo DiCaprio, as both of them are quite charming and love wearing suits. However, Oda has confirmed that Sanji is, in fact, modeled after Steve Buscemi's character in Reservoir Dogs. 13th fact. SBS-based trivia. In every SBS, Oda discloses new details about One Piece characters, and various other things. Suffice it to say, Oda has also talked about Sanji in these special questionnaires. Oda has revealed that due to their fashion sense, Sanji, Usopp, and Robin cut the hair of the crew. Along with Nami and Robin, Sanji is the only Straw Hat who bathes regularly, which is hardly surprising since he likes to be at his best to impress the ladies. Like the rest of the crew, Sanji has been given specific numbers, which are 05, the 5th Straw Hat to join the crew, and 32. In Japanese, 3 equals San, and 2 equals G, which make up his name, and 59, 5 equals Ko, and 9 equals KKU, which translates to cook. Another interesting detail about Sanji is related to his specific color, which is blue. 14th fact. He's never been sick before. When Nami comes down with a 104-degree fever, Sanji reveals that he's never been sick himself, and has no idea what illness feels like. The same is true of Luffy and Usopp. That said, He talks about the subject quite knowledgeably before claiming to know nothing about it due to lack of personal experience. 15th fact. He uses different honorifics for Robin and Nami. You may have noticed that Sanji calls Nami by Nami-san, while he refers to Robin as Robin-chan. This is an unexpected choice, since chan is an honorific used for someone younger, while san often applies to someone who is older. Meanwhile, Robin is about 10 years older than Nami. Oda said that he didn't have anything particular in mind when he decided to do this, but one of his staff members provided an explanation he agreed with. He said, "Well, I actually didn't think anything of it. Before there was a staff member in our workplace who asked us something interesting. The wish to treat a woman older than you as if she was younger, and a woman younger than you as if she was more of an adult. Is Sanji acquainted with this feeling?" I replied, "Oh, of course. That is right. Well, we are done. What are your thoughts? Leave your answers in the comments section below. And I would really appreciate it if you press that subscribe button.